The red pulp surrounds the purple, which is the white pulp. In fact, right in the center of the white pulp is a vascular structure. But you can see all the red, you've got purple up there, purple there, and purple there.
Here's your little light
So
thingy.
besides red and white pulp, are there any other items that they want ID'd?
Yeah, like, let's say they said identify organ. You know this is going to be the spleen because it's white and red pulp. They could be pointing right here and you'd say white pulp. They could be pointing over here, you'd say red pulp.
No other items in there?
Nope.
No, nothing significant that they're going to test you on. What is this? I'll come back to that one. That's a good one. This is one I don't think you've seen either. Very much of it, at least. It's not generally one of his favorites, but never know. There we go. All right, now, you guys seen this before?
No.
Negative.
It kind of looks like it could be digestive in nature because of the possible microvilli coming off, but does that look like any normal microvilli? Microvilli generally are not connected like this. They're not. They're always just. They're coming off into actually, like they all kind of look like that. They're never connected, like all these are. Plus, these are muscular layers in here. The stomach actually is nowhere near this erratic. It's usually very flat with deep gastric pits. This is something you haven't seen before, I don't think. This is the gallbladder.
Gallbladder.
What you look at, to separate this from the others, is you're going to find that, see these little projections here? If it's going to be intestines, these projections are going to be all kind of lined up like this, very long. The plicae are going to be really long. If it's stomach, it's going to have a nice, somewhat nice flat surface with very deep gastric pits, very similar to the colon, but not this erratic. When you have encased structures like these, that's going to be found only in the gallbladder.
So in the gallbladder, is there any items on there that you identify other than just the organ?
Nope. Where am I? Oh, that's good. I don't like this slide of this particular organ, but
I don't either.
We don't like any of them.
But it does, I mean, that would be easy to look.
because it's not represented well. I think they brought us another one.
Do you want me to grab you another one?
That's gonna be the one that's worth 25
What's the
points.
number?
Make it another 12-6. Make it a dark stain 12-6.
What was that?
I'll tell you. Well, if she's looking for 12-6, we'll throw this up here. All right, now you can see. Well, here are your two muscular layers right there. But this has a different layer. It's called adventitia. What has adventitia?
That's arteries and veins.
It is in the thank you. I mean, it is in the arteries, but this is not an artery because it has epithelium on the thick epithelium, not simple squamous. So what kind of epithelium? Now, to give you a better view, you're going to have to pump this up a little bit like this, drop it back down about like that. So what kind of epithelium is that?
So that would be lymph.
What are we looking at? That's stratified squamous, and it's not keratinized, which means it's not on the skin. So where are you going to find stratified squamous? Let me back it off a little bit.
Esophagus?
That looks. Where is it? There it is. It kind of has a circular shape to it. I heard somebody say it back there.
Esophagus?
Is that Michelle?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the esophagus. So when you see stratified squamous, that generally shows
Esophagus.
somewhat of a curvature to it. The only place you're going to find that is two places in the actual body that is not on the skin. One is going to be in the esophagus, and the other one's in the distal end of the urethra. But this is huge, and the urethra is very small. So identify the actual tissue first, stratified squamous, and then see that it's circular, because it can't be anything else in the digestive tract. Only stratified squamous is located in the actual upper third of the esophagus. In fact,
Can you tell if the muscle is skeletal? Because part of the esophagus is skeletal.
Yeah.
Part of
it's kind of hard to see that because of the nature, but let me see if they actually show a transition here. Sometimes they show a transition into columnar. And it's not gonna go. Nope, it's all the way down. So when you see stratified squamous, it's gonna be esophagus, especially when it's in circular. Oh, cool. That's a good little one.
Oh, I know what this one's gonna be.
True. Well, so, okay, a little bit easier. All right, so when you look around and you're going to see something like, well, that's not a great one. Get a bigger one here. Okay. Whenever you see a
Hepatic
circular structure on, in any tissue that is, don't even pay attention to these other circles, but the main circle one, whoa. The main circular one, that's always going to be the central vein. As soon as you know it's a central vein, you're looking at the liver lobule. So ID organ, liver, they're probably going to point to the central vein, or they could point to the triad. Now, the triads are a little more difficult to find.
You can do it.
There's one right there, not clear, but we'll see. I'd have to show you a little bit closer view of the triad. There it is. There's your triad right there. You have a artery, the actual bile duct right over there.
What?
Kind of hard to see.
I don't
Right there,
see.
right there, and right there. Oh, I forgot I had it. Right there, right
That's-
there, and right there. That's not a great view. They actually have some slides here that show some really, really good views of all three of them. So remember, if you just, if they're pointing at, if you identify it as being a liver lobule, here we go, here's another one. This one's a little easier. As long as you look for three structures, or at least what appears to be three structures around here, you can kind of see them. All right, so these structures right through here. You got one there and two over here. And there's the central canal, which is, now, see all these little structures here? Those are artifacts. All these other structures, they are the hepatocytes.
Mm.
So look for the central vein, and everything around that follows in suit. What is this? This one you should, you've seen this one I think about 3 times. Not that. Where'd it go? There we go. All right, now before you start jumping on this all over the place, hold on. Because what you look at, it's going to be probably going to be more like this. So ID organ,
Alveoli.
this would be the lung.
Lung.
And it says ID specific area, you'd say alveoli.
Alveoli. Lung. Alveoli.
If they put, like if they put this pointer here, that's alveoli. If they point here, that's going to be simple squamous. But this view doesn't have it, so let me put you into a view that actually has. Here. That's not even a good one either. Trying to find, oh, there we go. Okay, so when you're looking at something like, stop it. Something like that. So they can be pointed here as alveoli, but if they point anywhere in here, this is basically going to be the alveoli duct. Normally they don't ask about the duct, but they will ask about the alveoli. They could actually have a pointer here and just ask not even what tissue or what organ this is, and just say identify a specific item. You'd say alveoli, or alveoli duct, or if they said identify organ, you'd say lung. You guys, I think, are pretty familiar with this one. I hope at least. Now bring it down.
Flames.
What is that?
Papilla.
This is your papilla. These are your taste buds. Write down papilla. Or write down
Papilla.
taste buds. So this would be your fungiform, in this case, papilla or taste buds of the tongue. So ID organ, tongue. ID item, specific item, papilla.
Organ.
Everybody good on
Tongue.
that? You've
Item.
seen that a few
Papilla.
times? This is another one, a little tricky.